I think the whole idea of smart meters and energy consumption is more a national issue. The EPA is coming down hard on emissions on coal plants for the customer to be able to help out in conserving. The smart meters are kind of a means to an end of conserving. And because at some point in time, this country isn't going to have enough generation to supply the demand. And without the smart meters to be able to help out with that, I don't know what'll happen.
This is a real exciting time in Nine Star's history because we're embarking on ultimately what the merger was designed to, and that is we're deploying smart meter, which is so reliant on telecommunications, and as a result of this merger, we're entering a very extraordinary and exciting time in this company's history.
Since February, Nine Star has began deployment of the Tantalus meter system. It's an automated metering infrastructure. Biggest difference is it gives us two-way communication between the utility company offices and those meter locations. Previously we were unable to detect outages or power quality issues that we may have been experiencing until we were contacted by one of our members. With the new AMI system or Tantalus meters, we've got instant communication. We'll be able to detect fluctuations in voltages that can alert us to transformer or other equipment issues throughout the distribution system. We'll be able to detect an outage. By detecting an outage, we can begin determining the source of that outage based on how many meters are reporting back. And while a line truck is rolling to the area to restore the power, we'll be able to better direct them to the actual location of the outage, save them time once they get there, trying to determine where the outage originated from.
You know, Nine Star, as long as it's a benefit to me, and I believe it is, that they can monitor that usage and hopefully at some point let me know if I have a power outage. I think it's a great thing. It's the technology we have today, and we have to keep up with that. Firm believer and support them 100%.
When we do come to your residence to change out and put a smart meter on your residence, you will be notified first prior to the meter being exchanged, as well as we have little brochures that should be left at your door that does explain why we're doing what we're doing. But one of these will be left at your address, so if you see one of these at your door, there's a good chance you now officially have a smart meter.
With this technology, we will actually be able to read everything in-house and get a more accurate reading at a 30-day, perfect 30 days instead of you know, a couple days early or a couple days late. The smart meters are going to help us not have to roll a truck every time we have to get a meter reading, perhaps every month or even a check read. If you know, we think we have, you know, maybe a problem, we can just look it up internally and not have to roll a truck.
I think a benefit is obviously not having a guy that has to come onto my property. I mean, I have two small dogs that we try to keep in our backyard. They want to get out, so you know, I don't have to worry about somebody coming through my gate to read the meter now. All that goes through the new smart meter. Great benefit to me not to have somebody on my property. You know, insurance reasons and everything. I don't have to worry about that. So You know, anytime you can monitor stuff from off-site, you know, the technology today is a great thing. So I see that as a great benefit.
One of my disappointments as we have deployed smart meters is some of the pushback we're getting from some of our customers. It's not a majority of them by any means, and certainly it's not even a large minority, but there's a handful of people out there that have this notion that somehow by putting a smart meter on the side of your house that the company or even the United States government is going to be spying on them or somehow trying to control their electrical usage. There's nothing further from the truth on that. Quite frankly, the reason we're deploying smart meters is that so that people can ultimately utilize and use electricity in such a way that it's smarter for them. And if we don't learn to be able to use energy smarter, the cost of energy is going to be rising. There's no doubt about it. We're going to be paying more for energy in the future. The question is, can we delay those increases, or can we make those increases less pronounced? I believe with all my heart that we can, if we can get the technology in place that communicates with our consumers to use energy smarter.
We're all creatures of habit. Most of us have similar hours, working hours, and we all get up around the same times and come home around the same times. And that's when we use most of our energy. Well, it taxes the grid, for one thing, and that all trickles down to our distribution system. So if the people on our system need the energy the same time the national grid is trying to deliver the same amount of energy to those people needing the energy, supply and demand. Everybody needs the power, then prices increase for that power. Ultimately, what we're trying to avoid is add to the national grid. That's far more expensive than anything else we're doing. Plus, it takes the members and the consumers out of the equation. And at least if we're deploying advanced metering infrastructure, that empowers them to make smarter choices about how they consume and gives them more choice about what their bill may or could look like at the end of the month.